So good morning, everybody. Monday, January 9th, 8:30. We will welcome everybody to 2012, and we will open up our regular meeting of City Council. We're going to start with new council business. I don't see anything listed, but if there's anything from council that needs to be said today. Nothing from council? Okay, so we'll move on to...
I have to say is I can't get on this system.
We'll get some assistance from the techie next to you there.
Well, I put no my password.
And that's your username?
It's
Is it?
P17.
While we're doing that, though, we'll move on to minutes. So we have minutes, a regular meeting from December 19th and a special meeting of December 22nd for adoption. Councillor McFadden, second by Councillor Malkinson.
Yeah.
All those in favor? Anyone opposed? And it's carried. Did anyone have any business arising from the minutes? No. So we'll move to correspondence. 5-1. 5-1 is a letter from the North Central Local Government Association, the NCLGA, and this is around resolution submission deadline. Just a reminder to us that it's March 2nd. Yeah, so for information probably from Councillor McFadden, seconded by Councillor Schumann.
Still the same.
And probably just a reminder to Councillor with this deadline, what this is for new council is the NCLGA is the body that it's kind of a vetting process. If we have resolutions or issues that we want to bring forward to other levels of government or issues we have for the area, then we can make resolutions, send them off to the NCLGA, at which point in May they get debated. So at this point, unless I stand to be corrected, I don't believe the City of Dawson Creek has sent any forward. So this is just a reminder that we have another 2 months if there is something that comes up that we want to have addressed. So for information, all those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 5-2 is a letter from Resources North Association, and this is a request from them to come and have a meeting with us. Councillor Schumann.
Well, I guess we could meet with them. Have we met with them before?
Informally, I don't think we've done this formally through a council setting. They've just sent this letter saying that they'd be willing to come and meet with us. So I mean, we could always just respond and say, happy to meet with you. If you wish to come in, set an appointment.
That's what I think.
Okay? So Councillor Schumann, seconded by Councillor Kenny.
Sure.
All information is good information. All those in favor.
Oh.
I got you there, didn't I?
We're voting.
Opposed and it's carried. Yes.
Oh wait, we've got to drag this out a little.
Yeah, not quite as Simon said, but it's close. 5-3 is a letter from Spectra Energy, welcoming us to the new year, and the same thing, asking for a meeting. Councillor Kenny?
Yeah.
We'll invite them then at their...
Yeah, be interested to invite.
Okay, and seconded by Councillor Wilbur. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? And it's carried.
This is going to be a record, I know.
As we're moving right along here, it's not quite 9 o'clock, as you can see, so we do have a couple of delegations coming in at that time, so we'll pass over delegations and we'll move into reports. And the first report we have is report 12001. You'll notice the first one of the year from Director of Infrastructure and Sustainable Development. This is regarding 21st Street subdivision, an update. Sorry, Councillor Schumann, is your hand up? Or?
Yeah, I would move that we accept this report as for information.
Okay, thank you. Seconded by Councillor Kenny. Any questions from council on this?
I already did.
You're gonna do that? Okay, so seeing none, and I know it's nobody here, but thanks Kevin for the report. Just, I'm sorry?
It's just not a very good situation.
No.
Is it? Like,
No, you are correct. It's not a situation either we want to be in or the people who live on that street. Process as it is, council appoints approving officer, which is that we've approved Mr. Henderson as to take over that position. So this is really within his jurisdiction to make these calls. So that's why you'll notice by the report in front of us, it's basically for information. It's an update from him to us of what's happening. This is taking place obviously because the people in the area are understandably getting frustrated, and so Kevin's doing everything he can to work with them and with the developer to make sure everything happens. And personally, I'm just happy to see some timelines in there so we can get this resolved.
so there's no timelines previously?
Prior to this year, sorry?
Prior to this, because it's been 3 years that they've been waiting. Your worship.
Yeah, and if you look at the report, there had been some discussion, but Jim?
Yeah, I'll kick that over to Kevin, Your Worship.
Thank you.
Yeah, through your worship, there has been timelines, and we kind of broached this last summer with some complaints, the residents and the developer. And at that time, we had put some trust in the developer that they would get it done because we were led to believe that would be the case. And that is always the best scenario. So we let that play out for a period of time, and as you can see in the report, they didn't finish everything they needed to finish. So we've moved forward with some other options, and now we do have some cash security in place to finish the TELUS work. I've been in correspondence the last week with the developer and TELUS, and things appear to be moving forward. The deadline for that is end of February. So, and then the remainder of the work can be completed until we have spring or summer, because it's concrete work. So.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, and you'll notice by the letter that was sent to us that went off to Kevin to work with them, there were 3 specific asks from the people in that area, most of which Kevin's working with the developer, and one of which where they're asking for a tax exemption I don't believe we can do anyway, and if there's issues there, then I'm assuming they'd have to discuss that, Jim, with the developer. I don't think the city has a role in that, do they?
Through Your Worship, we don't have any jurisdiction. Our role would be facilitation.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any other questions then from council? Okay, so all those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. 7.2 is report 12002 from the Director of Corporate Administration. This is regarding the Kiwanis Performing Arts Center lease agreement. Councillor Schumann.
I would move the recommendation.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Kenny. And any questions from council? Comments? Okay, just when I look at this and see a year, obviously the hope is it won't be that long. Not that I want to jinx it.
Yeah.
Neither does Greg.
Yes, well, that's true. Okay, so all those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. No bylaws. Nothing under mayor's business either, aside from welcome to 2012. So we'll move straight into the diary, Jim.
I'll kick that over to Greg, Your Worship.
Thank you, Your Worship. Well, since the last report, of course, Christmas and New Year, out at the reclaimed water plant, not a lot went on that you could actually see. I was hoping that by now we'd be working on masonry walls, but we haven't. We've done some underground work, but things are still progressing on schedule there. The Calvin Cook Center, on the other hand, people may have noticed a giant truck pulled up there between Christmas and New Year's, and they offloaded all of the encapsulant for the lead paint and the spray-on flame proofing. I went in there on Thursday just before we went to strat planning. There were 4 crews in there working. They had a crew in the basement doing mechanical work. There was a crew upstairs doing structural steel work on that area in behind where the stage is going to be, you know, where the floor has to come up about 2 feet. So they were doing the framing, structural steel framing for that. There was another crew also on that same floor doing the encapsulant. They've been working at that basically since last Tuesday. They probably have another week or 8 days to finish that off, and then they'll get into the fireproofing. And on the roof, there was a crew finishing off the roof. The pop-up addition was done, and they were working on the 2 small pieces that were left. And they should be complete that. If they're not complete today, they should be complete that pretty quick. So it was good to see that there's a lot of people working and a lot of stuff getting moving on there. So that was a good sign as well.
Excellent. Jim.
Through Your Worship, not on either of those 2 items, but regarding our hosting of the Swiss Chalet National Curling Event on January 25th to 29th, which, as you know, is going to have some of the bigger names in men's curling: Kevin Cooey, Kevin Martin, Blaine Soughton, Brad Gushu, Randy Furby. We just were notified this morning that Sportsnet has made the determination that they'll televise all 4 draws, both Thursday and Friday, and CBC will televise the tiebreakers, quarterfinals, semis, and finals.
Wow.
Just thought I'd advise you of that. And each event must have a supervising official for the purpose of maintaining the integrity of the competition. Dawson Creek Curling Club is the host, and Christina Wards from the regional district, who seems to volunteer for everything there is the presiding official for this event.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's excellent. Yeah, she's usually busy out at the Rage games too, so it's good. She knows the facility well. But the broadcasting was Sportsnet. I knew CBC was coming. I hadn't heard about Sportsnet, so that's excellent. Just more television, more opportunity to showcase the community, so that's great. I'll make sure we get that out. Not that the competing media won't have any problem with letting people know that, right?
Oh, we'll let you know about it.
You can interview Sportsnet.
Yeah.
No.
So we'll move then, Jim, past the diary to, okay, consent calendar, sorry. Anything on the consent calendar? If not, motion to receive. So Councillor Schumann, Councillor Malkinson, all those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. And then to strategic priorities, Jim.
The only information I have there, of course, is that council completed their strategic planning for 2012 on Friday, and you will be asked to adopt the resulting one-page strategic plan at your January 23rd meeting.
Excellent. And thanks again to council and to staff. That was a good couple of days to really work things through. So I quite enjoyed it, and as always, Gordon McIntosh does an excellent job of keeping things grounded and moving along. So on that, as interesting as it seems, I am going to have to, before I go into media question period, we'll wait until after delegations for that. And so we're going to have a 15-minute little coffee break, socialize, and welcome to 2012 as we wait for 9 o'clock for delegations. Thank you. So welcome back, everybody. We're going to call the meeting to order, and by my watch, we'll say it's 9 o'clock. And we're going to vary the agenda slightly. The New Year's baby is not in attendance yet, so we're going to move to... Oh, just showed up. Okay, well then we'll continue with the order of the agenda. Good morning. So it's my pleasure then, I see in the doorway, we have Brian Hebert and Jennifer Ominiak in attendance with their beautiful little baby. Hello. And so it's my pleasure on behalf of council to invite you forward. As everyone knows, this time of year, we always look forward to the first baby in the city and the region to be born in the Dawson Creek Hospital. And it's our pleasure to welcome Liam John Hebert to the world and to council chambers this morning and to the city of Dawson Creek. So please come forward. Congratulations.
I'll just pop the baby.
You might know
Aw, so tiny.
Come on forward. Congratulations. 6 pounds, 14 ounces. Congratulations. Congratulations. Mom and Dad doing very happy.
Yeah.
Is this your first?
Yes, our first baby.
Wow.
A lot of excitement for you, a lot of learning curve, but he's beautiful. Man, he's a tiny too.
A little dolly.
What's depressing is he already has more hair than me. But on behalf of the city, we have this plaque. We'd like to celebrate Liam's entry into the world, into Dawson Creek. And again, on behalf of council and the entire city, we want to congratulate you. And thanks so much for coming in. Congratulations. I usually open the floor to council if council wants to, has any questions or any accolades, comments.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
He's a keeper. He's a keeper.
Yeah, we usually like to keep it that way. But just like so for that.
Really?
Don't be scared of him.
Has he already lost a little bit of weight too?
Nice bat.
Thank you, sir. think, Councilor McFadden, you were once this size,
Hard to believe.
Doubt it ever. You were never that tiny. You were probably like a 10-pounder.
Never had that much hair. Why me?
Anyway, well, thanks so much for coming in. Is there anything you want to say?
Why me?
Thanks for everything. I'm very happy.
It's exciting, and just enjoy all the moments because they go by very quickly. Those of us with kids are always, as your kids get older, you look back and realize how fast it goes. So take lots of pictures and enjoy every minute.
Thank you. Right on.
Thanks so much. Okay, Muriel, I don't know if you can top that one.
No.
But in saying that, we'll move on to 6.2. We have the proclamation here that I'm going to read out and then invite forward our delegation. So whereas Alzheimer's disease and related dementias and are degenerative brain disorders that affect 500,000 Canadians, or 1 in 11 over the age of 65, and whereas more than 70,000 people in British Columbia are living with dementia, and nearly 10,000 of them are under the age of 65. And whereas the first baby boomer turned 65 this year, and age is still the greatest no-risk factor for dementia, also increasing numbers of Canadians under the age of 65 are being diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease or related dementia. And whereas if a cure is not found within a generation, the prevalence of dementia in British Columbia will more than double. And whereas a disproportionate number of Canadians, 61%, with dementia will be female. And whereas the impact of increased evidence of dementia will be felt by everyone, not only due to the cost to the healthcare system, but also by the economic and social costs to caregivers and to families. Presently, there is no known cure for this devastating illness. And whereas low awareness of the early signs of Alzheimer's disease and other dementias is causing a delay in diagnosis and subsequent treatment gap for people with this illness. And whereas it is time to act now and turn the rising tide of dementia in British Columbia, it is time to put our minds to it and raise awareness about this devastating disease, keep our brains healthy, and speak up about the need to improve dementia care. So now, therefore, I do hereby proclaim January as Alzheimer's Awareness Month in Dawson Creek. And Ms. Stanley, I'll invite you and your delegation to come forward and welcome. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for coming in again.
Thank you for having us.
Happy New Year's in, everyone. Good morning, come forward here. I'll hand this to you, and I'll give you a few moments because I know we were talking outside and you said there's a few changes we want to make sure we highlight this year.
So I'm going to leave that to Wanda to tell you about the changes in the Walk for Memories. Just a brief aside as to the theme for 2012. You will find some information online at www.letsfaceitbc.ca. The issue that we're facing is that almost half of people surveyed still believe that signs of dementia can be attributed to old age. Dementia and the dementing diseases are not signs of old age. Dementing diseases can be treated. So I urge you to go there. You'll follow Jim Mam, diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2007. Very interesting individual and a really big advocate for the Alzheimer's Society. So to talk about our huge event, I'm going to introduce the volunteer chair for the Investors Group Walk for Memories, Wanda Mudrell.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to let you know that this year, well, I guess I should back up a minute. First, to say that last year we were lucky enough to actually raise more than our goal. So we've raised the bar a little bit this year, and our goal is a little bit higher. And we had so many people last year that we had to go to a new venue this year. We've unfortunately outgrown Sudayton Hall. Fortunately and unfortunately, Sudayton Hall tends to fit the event and in a more personal way, but this year we're going to be going to the Northern Lights College in the gymnasium. So I'd like to invite everyone. I've brought a poster for you to put up in your lobby, and I've also brought some pledge sheets. Last year, the City Hall Hoofers took part in our event, and we were very pleased to have them, and we're hoping that you will join us again this year.
There are some councillors who have not missed a walk. Cheryl has never missed a walk. And his worship has missed only one, and that was, he was in Toronto or somewhere.
Yeah, it was a little far to travel.
Yeah, and he was running the Olympic torch too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also lucky enough this year to have a co-chair helping us with our event and the planning and all the work that goes into it. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to attend this morning, but Sandy Johnson has volunteered her time and efforts with us and is working very diligently with us. Turn it over to Jeff.
On behalf of Investors Group, this is the 6th year now that we've been involved with the walk, and we're very pleased to see not only the participation in the walk increase every year, but also the awareness of the walk and the fundraising. Every year our goal and our end result seems to be getting higher and higher, which is fantastic, because as unfortunately Mike mentioned early on, that the need for Alzheimer's support is growing as well, as more and more people are becoming diagnosed with it. And myself personally, I had a close friend whose wife was recently diagnosed several months ago. So it's great to see the awareness. We're happy to be part of it and help raise funding, because unfortunately it's one of those diseases that seems to fly under the radar. Doesn't seem to get as much attention as some of the others. So we're pleased to be part of it.
And I think we should introduce Colleen. This year the Walk for Memories is in honor of caregivers. Caregivers put in millions, literally millions, of unpaid hours providing care for their family member. And we're fortunate enough to have Colleen Ferrante, who is herself a caregiver. And this year we're honoring those people who give so much of their time, sometimes to their own detriment, both health-wise and others.
We can't forget to mention and introduce Bob Johnson, who's been a part of the walk since the onset as well. So.
I am simply one of the support workers. I do registration and look for donations and get out and mingle with people. So
coming to a theater near you.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks to Investors Group too, because these events wouldn't happen without the support and the sponsorship to help make sure that it happens every year. But as you said, we've always, as I've been going every year, and you see more and more people getting involved. It's kind of like we say with all the other events that we do like this for cancer, for Alzheimer's, that it's almost unfortunate we even have to have these to begin with. But it's a great opportunity to bring the community together for awareness, for fundraising, and it's great to see that more and more people are getting involved.
And for a little fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a little fun in there.
Always entertaining. One thing that we should mention is that often people concern themselves when they give $1 to a society like the Alzheimer's Society about where does the money go and how much of the money goes there. And at the Alzheimer's Society, we're very proud to say, although the national average for societies collecting $1 is 26 cents, we are just under 15 cents. So 85 cents plus of every dollar that we collect goes to provide support services, funding for research, and so on across the province. Pretty proud of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much for coming in, and I will take those from you, and we will make sure that we put up the poster that talks about
City Hall Helpers, go!
So on that, we're going to move back to the agenda in the order that we were at the question and answer period. Brenda, I assume nobody was signed up for that?
No one is signed up.
Thank you. The Committee of the Whole is not this meeting, but will be next. So we'll move on to media question period. Anything from the media? Sure, we can definitely do that. So on that, then I'll move to council, do we need a motion to recess to the closed? Councilor McFadden, Councilor Kenny, all those in favor? Opposed? And it's carried. And we will take 5 minutes or so before we go into the closed.